I say that the workshop's extraordinary, of course I would say that. But I passed out survey forms at the end of the workshop, and the feedback that I got on the survey forms, anonymous feedback that I got from the men on the workforce that were in the workshop, was that they had the most extraordinary, life-changing event of their lives. That they saw things and learned things about being a man and being a better man. They learned things about having honor and integrity. They learned things about how to relate to women and why women are the way they are, and understanding women so that they could actually be more compassionate. And they also worked on completing relationships with their parents. And there were men there as young as 18 years old and into their 60s. And regardless of where they were in their life, they discovered that while they thought they may be complete in their relationship with their mother or their father, that there was a long ways to go. And that one of the premises that we have is that if you, in Embrace Growth, and that is the basis of a lot of our work, is that if you have something that is incomplete in a previous relationship, then that incompletion will seek to become complete. In other words, to be whole, to be restored, to be fulfilled. And so you will seek to fulfill or complete your relationships, particularly with your opposite sex parent, through the relationships with the opposite sex that you have throughout your lifetime. So whether it is a non-sexual relationship with a friend or coworker or a sister, if you have something that was uncommunicated, something that was hurt, broken, something that harmed or wounded the affinity and love and connection between you and your mother or you and your father, then you will naturally and subconsciously behave in a way that is subconsciously designed to have you get that complete. You won't know that you're relating to your mother, but if you're a man, and this is a men's workshop, you will begin to relate to women like your mother. And I know this from the inside out because for many years in my life, I had relationships with women in which I didn't know I was doing it, but I was subconsciously relating to women and sort of turning them into my mother, projecting qualities onto them, hearing things that they might say to me, like suggestions or coaching or things that they might be saying to me quite lovingly, or because they cared for me or because they wanted the best for me, as if they were my mother telling me what to do. Now, I didn't think that, but my response would be about at the level of a 11 or 12-year-old resisting their mother. It wasn't a response that would be congruent or in line with a mature, wholesome, healthy, complete adult man relating to an adult woman in a loving, erotic, if you will, a loving sexual relationship. I would be relating to them like a 12-year-old. And I noticed that didn't go very well, neither with the women or with me. And of course, because these women would inevitably be incomplete with their fathers, they would relate to me like I was their dad. And so whatever stuff they had going on with their dad that never got completed through communication, through being in relationship with their fathers or their mothers, those things tend to play themselves out, if you will, in our relationships. And then if you ask people, they'll go, no, I got a great relationship with my mom, or I got a great relationship with my dad, or no, I took I had some psychology sessions, or I did therapy, or I had a great conversation with my mom and we got all that complete. Well, that may be true up to a certain level, and I don't doubt that it is. However, in the Honor, Integrity, and Mastery workshop, we get to what we call the microscopic truth. What is really, really true there? And what is really, really true there very often is something very painful, something that one regrets, or something that one wishes they could have done better, or something that they wish they could have said, or if they just said it and the other person would hear it once and for all, that would get it complete. That would resolve it. It would make it whole. And so part of the premise is not only that we are incomplete with our mothers or our fathers in our relationships, and therefore have incomplete relationships with our loved ones in an attempt to resolve the past, something that my wife calls in her book Unfinished Business. In an attempt to complete our unfinished business, we destroy not only our current relationships, but our future relationships. We destroy the future by bringing the past, the unresolved, incomplete past, into our present relationships and projecting out into the future, like when we look out ahead in our relationship to determine how it looks like it's going to turn out. How it looks like it's going to turn out is worse than it is right now. In other words, it never looks like it's going to turn out better. It starts looking like, when we project it out into the future, that, oh my God, I got a lifetime of this, which is just like what I've had a lifetime of already. So no wonder there's a lot of divorce. No wonder people fight as if their life depended on it in marriages and in relationships between men and women, because their life does depend on it. However, what we discovered a long time ago, not only in our own lives, but in the lives of the thousands of people that we worked with at Embrace Growth, either in private therapy or in group sessions that we've done on conference calls, or in my favorite environment is a workshop environment, because for 2 or 3 days we're in a room together in a very safe and positively reinforced environment with music and good lighting and PowerPoint presentations and a staff that's there to take care of us, so we don't have to worry about, the temperature or the food or anything like that. We just have everything there that you would need to be well. Usually takes place in a hotel, so that, what there is to do, you don't even have to get in your car and drive. You just go home, go to your room, go to bed, come back the next day. So I like a workshop environment because a lot of work can get done. Something that would take years and years of traditional therapy on an hourly basis can get resolved in a single weekend in 2 or 3 days. And then very often the people that come to these workshops will join us in one of our follow-up coaching programs, or come to see us one-on-one a couple of times to get things resolved. But once you've engaged in this type of work, then it is natural for it to get complete. So in the workshop this weekend, the men were able to, through a series of processes that we've created in that environment, and it's not just any old processes, as far as I know, from having taken hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of seminars and workshops and intensive trainings over the last 35 years. As far as I can tell, you don't find this anywhere else. This is not something we've copied and pasted from some other company or workshop or seminars or something. This is something that through the work that we have done individually and together, Dr. Sayan and I, my wife, Dr. Azita Sayan, and I have come together with a combination of neuro-linguistic programming, psychology, hypnosis, situational interactions, exercises, and processes that would be impossible to explain. You just have to be there. It'd be like if I took you for a trip through Europe and you'd never been there, and we visited 20 or 30 cities in 3 or 4 days, and got a deep understanding of each culture in those 4 days. It'd be hard to tell somebody how you did that, right? In just a few sentences. It'd be better just to go ahead and go on the trip and see for yourself how that works. So what we've done is we've created a series of things that is very concentrated and very empowering, and the end result is that people come out of there. We set an intention at the beginning of the workshop. We say that on the 3rd day, this is what we're intending is going to be the outcome of that. And people read that and they go, that's astounding. If I got that out of this workshop, that would be worth much more than I'm invested in it. And then by the third day, we show them that again and we say, look, this is what we said we were going to do. Did you get that? And everybody's astounded to find that, in fact, they achieved all that they came to achieve and even more, some things they didn't even know they needed to work on or to accomplish in their life.